Warning, the show you're about to watch or listen to may contain foul language and sentences that may make no sense because this show was made and is hosted by an American. Viewer discretion is advised, bruv.
Welcome in to another edition of the Max Football Podcast. I am your host, the American who talks Tottenham, host Mo, and of course I am joined by my buddies from across the pond, the compadres, as we say down here in Southern California, my men, if you will, the longtime Liverpool lover, Chad, and of course I cannot leave out the Man United faithful and equally frustrated fan, my man Beer. What's happening, boys? How we living? Are we ready? Are we ready for some more Prem? Are we glad the international break is over?
Yes.
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 100%.
I believe everybody. I believe every footy fan is in the same exact world and sentiment we are with that one. So, obviously, coming off the international break, football is back starting Saturday with the marquee matchup of the week being Arsenal versus Man City, a battle that will help determine the whose path to the title race, or to the title, I should say, is just a little bit easier. Currently, Arsenal sits atop the league. However, they are tied in points with Liverpool, but thanks to a lovely goal difference, which is something I have to learn on this side of the pond, they're technically on top. On top. So, but Man City is not too far behind. A whopping 1 point separates the three. So this is going to be good. You cannot discredit them one bit. Man City, if they can pull up a win, this will quite literally turn that table upside down. But before we get into this whole thing, and trust me, we got a whole lot to get into, please hit that subscribe button right here, Max Wrestling. We know it's a wrestling page. We understand it's a wrestling page. But Max is the brand, and now you got Max Footy, you got Max Wrestling. It's a one-stop shop. It's better than Walmart. And now, of course, let's get into some stuff that we didn't do last week. A little bit of news and rumors going around the world, and a little bit of one, actually I wouldn't say a little bit of one that was breaking news when we found out about it, and that is Sandro Tonali. If I butchered your name, I apologize. FA ban. Your FA ban is incoming. He was facing charges of 50 offenses for placing bets earlier this season. For those unaware, you cannot bet on sports while being in them professionally. You just cannot do it. It is absolutely a thing out here in America, and as you can tell, it's fucking worldwide because he originally got hit with a ban, a 10-month ban, while doing it while in Italy. So it's just, I don't understand this, but to my knowledge, he's serving a worldwide ban. Now, what is that? Again, you guys are a little more familiar with this. You're a little bit more familiar with guys getting banned for fucked up shit, obviously. So, what does this mean for him? I'm going to ask this stupid American question. Does that mean he can get on a plane and leave and go sign with America right now?
Beer, do you want to take this one?
No.
He can't. He's fucked.
No, you don't want to take it, or no, he can't get on a plane?
Stupid. What he's done, stupid.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you're on 100 grand a week, 200 grand a week, what do you want to bet for? Stupid.
There's a guy right out here right now by the name of Shohei Ohtani, as people probably have loved and heard about this young fella who dominated the baseball world for a year, and his bookie got him and himself into some serious gambling debt, and now there's a possibility where Shohei Ohtani is going to get punished for this. And the last guy that got punished for betting on Major League Baseball didn't get inducted to the Hall of Fame, and he's one of the greatest players to ever play the game, and that's Pete Rose.
Like Beer said, it's just stupid. Like, I get it. By all means, bet on football, but don't bet on the game you're playing on.
Yeah.
Or don't get caught betting on the game you're playing.
There it is. I like that
But
one.
yeah, it's just a bit because obviously we just had Ivan Toney. He got suspended for a while. He's just back.
and
in good
he
form.
was the same thing. Yes.
Yeah. Now he's back. He's in good form or whatever. But whenever I see his name, I just think he got suspended because of that. And now we're going through the same thing again with this other guy.
Yep. So I mean, he's already serving 10-month ban, 50 more. I don't know what this really means. I don't think this guy's gonna play. He's got to be screwed for a couple of seasons, right?
So Ivan Toney, was his the start of the season? And he had 6 months, and he's come back in January, right?
It was the back end of February, I think. Yeah, the 10
But he came back.
10-month ban.
Yeah.
10-month
There's a
ban.
new song already
Okay.
for Simon.
There's what? 10 months
There's a
already?
new song already for
Yeah,
him.
he's already serving a 10-monther.
60
And then this
million
is on
down-
top of that.
60 million down the drain. Sandro Tonali's gambling again.
But yeah, so to answer your question, Moses, he is still, to my knowledge, he's still signed with that club.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just been suspended. So he can't play, but he also can't go and play for anyone else right now because he's still under contract for that club.
No, he can't even play in the Euros.
Can't even play in the Euros. And then, of course, with the FA ban, again, it's not hit yet. He's still, again, let me emphasize, he is serving a 10-month ban already for offenses that happened in Italy. Now you add this, and
realistically, you've got to look at that and be like, all right, he's done it once. Now he's done it again. When do you draw the line and be like, do you know what? He's a liability.
Kieran Trippier had the same as well.
here's my problem. Okay, so I don't know much about him. I know that he's a Newcastle player, and I know Newcastle normally is a relatively all right team. Is he even a good player?
Very good player.
You said he was a 60 million pound player. That doesn't normally mean good. I remember when Richarlison was shit, and he was 60 million pounds. So, I'm just saying. To me, I mean, it's gambling. My whole thing is it's gambling. Like what?
Yep.
I'm with you guys. You're making You're making $100,000 a week. What is the point of gambling? How much more money do you need?
To triple it, to get more.
Based on greed.
The thing is, you've got to look at the other part of it as well, right? Okay, so he's done it. He got caught. He's been suspended. He's done it again. We all know that gambling is an addiction. At what point do we be like, right, okay, you've got to take that into consideration. This is an addiction that he may or may not be addicted to. We don't know, but he's done it twice now. People can get really, really bad into gambling. I don't know. You just got to look into that as well.
Bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll defend him because I know it's a horrific thing to go through is like gambling. I mean, I've been there. I mean, I was in the shit a few years ago. Thankfully, I got out of it. But it's not a great thing to go through because when you win something, you think, oh, we'll go big money, can win again, and then again, and then you lose it, just like that.
And the
Just
thing
like
is,
that.
like me and you, Bia, like you going through it, you're from Wrexham, you're earning how much an hour? Massive difference between the money you're losing. I mean, you're still losing money, but the amount of money that he must be losing as well.
Yeah. It's ludicrous.
Again,
It's bad enough for you. Imagine losing that much.
Exactly. Lose sponsorship deals as well. It's a lot of money.
Yep, exactly. Everything.
And he's a really talented player as well tonight. I've seen him a few times for Milan before he went to Newcastle. But, I mean, he's a very decent player. I mean, he's a great passer of the ball. I compared him to be the new Pirlo a few years ago, but now it's just going to be a talent that was there, but now it's not there.
Would you say he's ruined it for himself?
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, if he is addicted, hopefully he gets like some sort of help or something. But
Great.
yeah, you can't be betting on the game you're in, mate.
No. Again, I'm with you. I'm with you guys. I hope he gets the help he needs. Yes, it is an addiction. you make enough money to go get therapy and help, brother. So you got plenty of time off. I'm hoping for change for you, and hopefully you can get back to Newcastle. I'm sure they could use your help.
What are the odds that he does it again?
Oh God, I don't want to be that
What are the
guy.
odds? No, okay.
I don't.
Tough crowd.
I wonder if he betted on the ban that he was going to get.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are the worst. In all reality, I really do think at this point maybe Newcastle will see about moving on from him. I mean, even at a loss at this point. I don't think they're going to outright buy his contract out and just send him packing, but I do think that maybe they will try to get anybody interested. Fucking send him over to the fucking, I don't know, to Spain, to Germany. I'm more than sure they can. Hey,
Chester will have him.
They'll take any fucker they will.
Anywhere they'll take the man. I'm sure he can.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could find a new home without much of an issue.
I was going to say Saudi, but gambling, maybe not.
Won't work in Saudi.
I don't know. When I think of Saudi, I think of prime players that take, or I should say, players past their prime, willing to take a giant paycheck. So, I mean, you never know. If that's what you want to make a bunch of money, go on ahead and go.
You got 1 year left. Do you want to make some money? Come over to Saudi.
Come to Saudi. Oh God, and they just might match that $60 million just to get him out of there. So, and they just might. Oh my goodness! All right, so speaking of players finding a new home, this one is a possible new home. There's many rumors floating around that a former Gold Cup winning goalkeeper, Guillermo Ochona, is going to be leaving Serie A at the end of the season and heading to MLS's the Major League Soccer over here in the United States, his newest franchise in sunny San Diego, California, San Diego FC. This move would be absolutely huge, in my opinion, for San Diego FC, as they are new to the league, need ways of garnering attention for local fans, and what a better way than to bring in a guy who is currently the Mexican Nationals keeper. So he's a recognizable name. I believe he's beloved by guys out there in Mexico, and we are absolutely minutes away from Tijuana. My only issue is at 38 years old, he's very seasoned, but he's no stranger to tough competition. A move to the MLS could be good for both sides, not only in terms of recognition and attention from fans, but an overall quality keeper. As, again, people rant and rave about him. And from the highlights I can see why. And just not too long ago, he did real well. Again, Mexico wasn't supposed to win a Gold Cup. He was a guy that came in and served for what they are saying, like I think was another World Cup competitor goalkeeper. And it's hard to take over in this instance. I'm always thinking, guys, there's no way you can overpass somebody that was in the World Cup. Bullshit. Here comes Guillermo. So I'm excited for it. Now, it's not official yet. This is all a rumor. We got to talk about we have to bring that part up and understand it is a rumor. But coming from the American side of football, you don't bring rumors like this out so early if it ain't completely true. And considering that he is a part of the Mexican national team, and considering just how close San Diego is to Mexico, and I'm going to be honest, the downgrade of competition that he's going to be dealing with, this is the perfect move.
I will go back to what we were just saying about Saudi. A player coming to the end of the career, want to make a little bit extra money. We've seen players even from England move over to there. Gerrard, Lampard, we've seen a few players move over to America last year, get a bit of money in.
Hugo Lloris just got sent over to go play for LAFC.
Yep, we've seen it before, and with goalkeepers as well. He's 38, he could still have another 2, maybe even 3 years, maybe more left in him, because goalkeepers do tend to last just a little bit longer. But yeah, money.
Lots of
money, baby.
Yep.
Okay, lots of.
Interesting to see where it goes. I'm excited for it. I do gotta ask. Besides the obvious, the Beckhams, I actually want to say Wayne Rooney played out here for a little bit. Is there any notable player that you guys remember coming to the States and you being very curious on why?
Messi,
Ibrahimovic.
I was expecting Zlatan. Okay, I was expecting Zlatan, but Messi, really?
Yeah, it was just weird because it was like You had him at one club, you had Ronaldo at another, and they both just left. One went to Saudi and one went to America, and I'm just like, why? I know you're getting on a bit, but do you really need to go there?
They both, and I will say it just like this, they both chased money in their own way.
Yeah.
So, as we know, Ronaldo went to Saudi, where I think he got paid like $100-something million contract, if I'm not mistaken. Stupid money. I don't think people really know what Messi's making out there in Miami, but it's the club owned by David Beckham, so I'm ensuring that he's getting paid. He's bringing a bunch of his buddies over from fucking FC Barcelona, and on top of that, he is the reason why the MLS is growing, and I'm not going to even lie about it. Him and David Beckham are the two biggest reasons why the MLS is growing in the States. It's going to take a little bit of time for it to be taken seriously. I have to admit it as an American. I'm being a football lover, though. I can see it. I can see where it's going to go. I can see how it's going to get better, but it's going to take real time. And having a superstar like a Messi, Zlatan is a massive star if you know football. Messi is a massive star if you just know shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you follow the MLS?
Yeah.
Do you have a team?
I want to say because it's the same thing. It was the same thing with the Prem. I started mid-season last year.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I started at the beginning of the season, but the MLS, what I learned is it's there are a lot of guys that will literally get picked up and say, okay, cool. Well, we want you to come back. We loaned you out, and we're going to bring you back some players they would play in Italy. They would play in Spain. And they would just, all of a sudden, the LAFC has a strong starting roster. Oh, this guy's this. And then, hey, what happened to half the guys? Oh, they had to go back home to Italy. Oh.
Yeah. Do you have, would you say you have an MLS team?
LAFC until San Diego FC starts, because I am a homer.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
another player we forgot.
Go on.
Our greatest ever Welsh player, Gareth Bale.
Where did he go?
Right, Gareth Bale.
Was it LAFC? I think Gareth Bale went there.
Are you sure he was in Galaxy?
Messi's salary is $20.4 million in guaranteed compensation. That is absurd.
Jesus Christ.
He is the greatest ever. I mean, come on.
Absolutely absurd.
Let's be honest.
And then I'm sure he gets a cut of his jersey sales, which have absolutely boomed out here in the States, and probably even gets a little bit of ticket money.
He went to LAFC.
Oh, it was LAFC. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So a young Gareth Bale at LAFC, probably right after his days at Tottenham is my guess, and then went on to dominate the world. Fantastic.
He was at Southampton, then he went to Spurs, then he went to Real Madrid, and then after that he went to LA. He finished his career in LA.
Yeah, that loan season at Tottenham as well.
Got it. All right.
Yeah. And still didn't win.
Yeah, always one that Spurs let go. It's a sad feeling. But yeah, okay, so that was the news and rumors we had this week. I mean, we do got some more stuff to get into. Matchweek 30 is happening right now, but before we get quite into our predictions, I want to talk, or I should say we have to talk, about Man City versus Arsenal. Pep Guardiola has confirmed that both John Stones and Kyle Walker are out for Sunday's game, stating that Kyle's injury is quote-unquote more tough than John's, but they will both be out. I don't know how many games. Pep would then go on to say that Kevin De Bruyne could be available for the visit, and there's a possible return of Jack Grealish that could happen as well. But with the injury to the two center backs on Man City, do you guys feel this is Arsenal's game to lose? Or will the offensive power from City's midfield and the great Haaland be enough to keep Arsenal at bay, even if it's a draw?
I would have said, even before the international break, that now they're top, this is Arsenal's league to lose. Not just game, I'd say it's their league to lose. It's just a massive game, and I really do not know which way it's going to go. I think that Arsenal need this win more, because I think Arsenal are more likely to drop points going forward than City. So I feel like Arsenal need the points more here. I don't know which way it's going, though. I really don't know.
Well, before you get into a prediction, let's Beer, what do you got on this one? Being somebody that understands when you lose key players like a Kyle Walker, like a Josh Stone, but you're able to add somebody as prolific, I can't think of a better word than prolific, than a Kevin De Bruyne. is it really a bad time to be City right now?
City's strength in debt is probably the strongest I've ever seen. They've lost De Bruyne for most of the season, and you got someone like Bernardo Silva stepped up to the plate. Foden's come back to form at a great time for City. I think for me, as Chad said, Arsenal's game to lose. Arsenal's titles to lose. Arsenal win on Sunday. I'm gonna be a betting man and say I think Arsenal will win the league.
Wow.
If City win on Sunday, if City win, does City win the league?
Yes.
No.
So you don't think there's any chance that Liverpool win that league?
No.
You think whoever wins out of that game wins the league?
Yes. Because of this team, what they did to you lot a few weeks ago.
And we've got to face you again yet. But we'll get to that.
Demoralized.
We'll get there for sure. But as much as I don't want to say it and obviously agree, I feel Arsenal isn't exactly that. They're in the driver's seat. It's their league to lose. It's their game to lose. However, and this has happened before, Man City could go on a tear out of fucking nowhere. They could turn it up. Holland can score 4 like he's playing in an FA Cup against a bunch of fucking nobodies. But then again, Declan Rice has proven to be that guy that just might be actually worth £100 million. Saka is proving to probably be the best right winger in the game. It's hard to not lean Arsenal's way, but to spin off of your questions, I do not think the people that I think if Arsenal wins, it's Arsenal's league to lose. I 100% agree with that concept.
Definitely.
However, if City pull up an upset victory, not even a draw, but an upset victory, I think that actually opens the door for Liverpool. And I say that because Liverpool, as you were saying, it's going to be tough for Arsenal to get points at the end of the season. But right now, Liverpool is sitting in a prime spot to get points right now. And if you mess up this top table, Liverpool's coming in. Remember, they're the ones that are tied with Arsenal. So if Arsenal loses, guess who goes up? Especially since I already kind of feel they're going to win. But we'll get into that one in a bit. I'll kind of leave everybody on a cliffhanger for how they feel. But I am going to lean towards Arsenal in this one. I feel like, it's theirs to lose. So please prove me wrong. But Arsenal 3, Manchester City 1. Which, by the way, I didn't bring this up. We are going to be keeping score on our predictions. If you get the prediction right, it's a 1 point. If you get the score right, it's a total of 3 points. So we'll kind of, yes, it's only about 10 games left in the season, but we're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
9 games, I believe. Well, no, 10 including this one.
I'm going to go 1-0 to Arsenal.
Okay. Just one.
Okay. So
I don't think it's going to be that defensive, but okay.
No.
Nice.
You look at the players that are, right, it's either going to be 0-0 or 1-0 like that, or it's going to be a goal fest. I'm looking back at City, Chelsea earlier in the season, 4-4. I'm not going to say 4-4 because I'm not going to say that many. I am going to say a draw.
Yes.
And I am going to say 3-3.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to go for 3-3.
Some interesting Sunday night football. Sign me up. Sign me up for that one. Let's hop into another one. One a little more lean towards a very special friend of ours, and she's not gonna like me for this one. So I'm already gonna hear some shit. So my issue with this game, and this is Newcastle versus West Ham. I don't know what West Ham we're gonna see. Is it the one that won 5-0 against SC Feinberg in the Europa League, or are we gonna see the Hammers that got absolutely handled by Man U and Arsenal? Not to mention Forest. But at the same time, you can kind of say the same thing about Newcastle. They've won 3 of their last 5, but it hasn't been impressive. It hasn't been. What's the term I'm looking for? It hasn't been. None of them have been statement games. They lost to Spurs 4-0. So but I feel like this is Newcastle's moment. I wouldn't say moment, but this is Newcastle's time to start proving that they're not where they're supposed to be in the league. And I'm already going to give my prediction. I'm going Newcastle 3, West Ham 1. Please do not kill me.
I will say that there is a saying that we have over here that Bia may be familiar with, and it's don't bet on the early kickoff.
Yes.
I like
If you
that.
do an accumulator and you go through all the Prem games and you put a bet on which team's going to win, never ever bet on the early kickoff because anything can happen. Saying that, we go back to it depends what team turns up, doesn't it? If we get the
That's
West
what I'm
Ham that
driving
turns up, they turn up. If we go for Newcastle, obviously Newcastle they're in the media at the moment, aren't they? We've just discussed that. I'm gonna wait for Bia to give his. I think I know what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna wait for Bia to.
Okay, let's hear it.
Newcastle's a weird one because Newcastle have had so many up and down games this season. I mean, they absolutely battered us when we played them. They battered Villa a few weeks ago, and they've had games where they got absolutely thrashed. I watched them against Nottingham Forest on Boxing Day. Yeah, football on Boxing Day is great. They got mauled by Nottingham Forest of all teams. I'm a big fan of Isak, and I'm a big fan of Anthony Gordon. I'm going to go 2-1 Newcastle.
Absolutely.
Only just.
Okay, I was also thinking the exact same thing along the lines of big fan of Isak, big fan of Gordon.
Yes.
I'm going to say 2-0. I don't see West Ham scoring.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, don't see it.
It's a tough one. That's a tough one. Okay, it's a tough one. But let's keep this going. I'm liking the momentum. I like where we're going right now. AFC Bournemouth versus Everton. So Bournemouth is looking to put put a nail into the coffin that is Everton as they are near relegation. And with a loss to AFC Bournemouth, Everton's fate would all be but sealed. Bournemouth has lost only one of its 5 last Premier League games, while Everton has been winless in their previous 5. You would think they want to fight their way out of relegation, and that fight is going to probably have to start next week because there's no way that they're beating AFC Bournemouth. 2-0, Everton goes scoreless and goes right down into relegation land.
Ooh, 2-0 Bournemouth was that, yeah? I'm just making notes. Sweet. But yeah.
I don't know. Everton's a weird one. They're gonna have one game. They can play absolutely brilliant on their day, and you got another game where they'd be absolutely hopeless. But Everton on their day, if they had a good striker, they would not be in a position where they are. I think the point production has been a massive factor. I think Everton will sneak it. I'm gonna go 2-1 Everton.
Ooh.
Okay, so again, echoing Bia, Everton's a weird one. This is a story for another day. I am a Liverpool fan, but I do not want to see Everton get relegated. That is a story for another day. Bournemouth. I'm really struggling with this one. I was thinking 2-1, like Everton, but can I see Everton scoring 2 goals? I'm gonna go for another draw. I'm gonna go 1-1.
2 goals.
I think yours are going to be a little bit more realistic than ours. I feel like mine are going to be a lot more lopsided. But then again, I'm new to the
Anything
game.
could happen, mate. Anything could happen.
Speaking of anything could happen, Chelsea versus Burnley. Again, another one that has the fate, quote unquote, written all over, as Burnley is the bottom or almost the bottom of the league. So to say that Chelsea has been on a bit of a streak would be an understatement, winning 3 of their last 4, 2 being in the FA Cup, scoring 12 goals during this time. 2 games being 3 goals apiece. They are looking prime. Burnley, on the other hand, is the opposite of prime. They've won just 1 match in their last 12. They are sitting 19th currently in the league. All signs are pointing at Chelsea and another loss for Burnley on their absolute path to relegation. The only question at hand is, does Chelsea get more than 3 in this one? And I say yeah. I say Chelsea 4, Burnley 2.
Wow, okay, goals. I like it. But yeah.
Well, Chelsea's actually making my season a bit respectable because of how hopeless we've been all season. So Chelsea's making my season copable because of how terrible they are.
Yeah.
But I think I'll go 3-0 Chelsea. Ice cold Cole Palmer.
Wow.
See,
Yes.
again, I don't know. Burnley, we're coming into the running now. We're coming to the end of the season. Like it says, 10 games left. Burnley want to get out of there. They need to fight for it. Obviously, I don't think they're going to, because the points they're on, it's not looking likely, is it? Chelsea are Chelsea. Chelsea are not the Chelsea they were 6-7 years ago. Like,
Chelsea or Chelsea? Hearing that as a new football fan throws me off, because when you hear about Chelsea out in the States, you think of powerhouse. Especially,
Yeah.
And then, trust me, I had the same feeling about Man United. Yeah, I took a dig.
yeah, we'll get to that as well.
Yeah. Cheers for that.
Every single game, like, you look, City, Arsenal, maybe exception to that one. Newcastle, West Ham, Bournemouth, Everton, Chelsea, Burnley. It depends which team turns up. And this is what I was saying a minute ago. Anything can happen. I'm going to say 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1. Okay, not as many. I like it. I just think they're on a tear as far as goals.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going high. But they could bring it back down. So this one is we'll see. Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace. By looking at the past 5 matches, you would think it's a pretty evenly matched, and it kind of is. Forest has had 1 win since I think it's 1 win, and then their last one since that was all the way back in December. And Palace isn't much better. They've won 1 match prior to their last one at the end of January. Forest is playing to not get relegated, and they're trying their best to actually do that, pull their way out of relegation. And if they want that to happen, it has to start with this game this weekend, because an added 3 points will not only get them out of the relegation zone, but it'll actually push Palace closer. And I think this is going to be first off, it's going to be a really good game. I think there's going to be a lot of tries, and it's going to be very attacking. But this is my first draw, and this is probably my lowest scoring game of the day, and I got it being a 1-1 draw.
Okay.
Don't see it change. I as much as I think Palace has a little bit of an edge, just a little bit, unless Eze goes on a tear. I don't really see. I don't see anything else from Palace, and I don't see anything from Forest.
Don't know. It's a tricky one. Palace are just hot and cold. I love Eze.
Try predicting Palace.
As a baller, man. Elise, obviously, hopefully on his way to us in the summer. And to just put before I put the score prediction in, then yeah, Forest's last win. Guess who that was against?
Oh,
Muggins over there.
Santa Claus, Man United.
Love it.
I'm gonna go. I think Palace 2-1.
This is, again, right, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I tried doing my accumulator for the weekend, and I was going through the matches, and I was like, Newcastle, West Ham, can't predict that. Bournemouth, Everton, can't predict that. Chelsea, Burnley, can't predict that. Forest, Palace, can't predict that. Palace are Palace are forgettable to me, because they're always just there, but they never do anything.
Like spectators in a way.
I'm tempted to say 7-0 Palace for a laugh.
That's a definite win.
Do you know what? 4-0 Palace.
Interesting.
Give Eze a hat trick, and I'll take it.
No, Elise,
Right.
my baller.
Let's go with another one, and I'm really not too fond of TK's team right now. Sheffield United versus Fulham. And Sheffield United's only win this calendar year has come against Luton Town, and prior to that, it was a slim 1-0 victory against Brentford, without Ivan Toney, mind you. They are sitting dead last in the league and are almost a for sure thing to be relegated this season. Fulham, on the other hand, are coming off a hot win, probably one of their best all season, absolutely outclassing Tottenham 4-0, routing, just an absolute routing. Made every Spurs fan hate everything about life. and then some. It's tough being a football fan. Let's just say that. But the question out there is, does Fulham keep their form? And we know them to drop their form from week to week. Do they keep their form considering the fact that their opponent is the worst team in the league, being Sheffield United?
Fulham again for me. I like Palace. They're just sort of there. They never do anything. Sheffield United, they're going to concede goals. It's just a matter of how many.
Yes.
Okay.
12-0. No.
My goodness.
I don't know. I think Fulham are winning. And I don't see Sheffield United scoring. So I'm going to say 3-0 Fulham.
Well,
I like it.
After the way they
I like
played
it a lot. I like it a lot because that's my exact prediction.
3-0?
3-0.
the way they played against Tottenham,
Okay.
and Sheffield United were worse
Exactly.
Tottenham, I'm gonna go 5-0. Hold on.
5-0.
Be a whooping.
That is the...
Oh my God.
Wow,
Tony Khan
okay.
loves you, brother.
Wow.
Though I would like Paulinho from Fulham.
Speaking of wow.
Bad boy.
Okay, let's jump into another one. This is one I'm going to be watching a little too closely. Aston Villa versus Wolves. Wolves have actually looked good over these past league matches, winning 3 of their last 5, looking to play spoiler as Villa is hoping to keep their top 4 spot. Last time these teams met, it ended in a 1-1 draw. Wolves would love to have a repeat performance, and trust me, so would Spurs fans. But Villa is looking to make a push at keeping their top 4 spot and gaining Champions League football next season. But I don't think it's going to happen this week. It's going to happen next week, as I feel they're going to draw with Wolves because Wolves have been playing super well. Aston Villa 2, Wolves 2.
Midlands derby. I got a friend of mine who is an Aston Villa fan, and I watch his live watch-alongs when Villa play. I take the piss out of him, as I always do. Big up King Flipper. And I'm going to go 1-1. I think it's going to be a tight game, but Wolves are if Neto plays, Neto will score for a laugh. I rate the kid. Absolutely quality player.
If he could stay healthy, he can come to Spurs.
Oh, I'd love him at United.
I'm going to drop in a bold prediction, if you will.
Hey, love it.
It is a derby. Villa at home. There's something else. But this might be a bit of bias because I do like Wolves. Their stadium is one of my favourite stadiums in the Prem.
It's a gorgeous stadium.
I'm going to say Villa 1,
Ooh.
Wolves 3.
Oh,
Interesting.
So Neto plays and goes ham. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love it. Actually, I do love that. I love that a lot. Sign me up and take me out to dinner on that one. So the next one we got Brentford versus Man United. I have to lead it with beer. We have to go this route. Oh, brother. So I'm going to let you take the spot. You go on ahead, and then we'll get in after.
Well, the only good news is that Martinez and Casemiro are back. But the bad news is that Man United are playing. So that's the only things that's quite dampening things, really. But, well, it's hard call with us because we're one game, we played against Liverpool, we battered them the whole game except that 20-minute period. But you can get another game, we could play like a fucking third league tier team. It's just, they just drive me mental. But Brentford last season, we played them last season, and we lost 4-0. That was the second game under Ten Hag. We only just about scraped a win against them in September. I think I'm going to go 3-1 United.
Okay.
Any changes in your lineup that you would make or that you think is going to make?
Martinez back, 100%. I put him straight back in. You can
21 starting.
Well, the way 21 played when he came in against Liverpool,
came on.
It's consideration, but I'd stick with a front three: Rashford, Hoyland, and Garnacho. But midfield's hard because Mount's back. But I would probably play Mount against Chelsea, which I can't wait for. So I think Mount will score. But Mainu, Fernandez, and Casemiro. I go, and then hopefully Delo on the left. But I don't know. Varane's a fit if you want he's fit. We've got Martinez, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, and Onana. That would be my starting 11. But I go 3-1 United.
All right. 3-1.
Brentford have been poor.
So, before I let Chad take over, Brentford has not won since January. Let me put that out there to the people.
Oh, cheers,
but
sir.
Man U has been one of those teams that gives up wins to teams that don't deserve them. However, they are coming off of a very big FA Cup win, pushing their way past Liverpool to go into the semifinals. Hopefully, this momentum will push them past the Brentford side that is in much needed of a win, whether they end up in relegation or not. I am thinking it's going to be narrow. I'm going 2-1 United.
So, Brentford haven't won since January. United like to give points away to the lower level teams. United have had their one good game this year.
Hard, is it?
But I think if United turn up like they did against us, 4-0 United.
Ooh, a good old-fashioned routing. I like it. I don't know if this one's going to be a routing, but before I even touch this one, Liverpool versus Brighton, this is your chance to add 3 points, and regardless of what happens to Arsenal and City, this is your chance to add 3 points. How are you feeling going in this one? I know Brighton is a sneaky, sneaky team.
That's it. You used the right word then, sneaky. I'm going to be honest. All eyes and all my attention have been on City Arsenal. But we are playing Brighton. I don't want to take them too easy. We are at Anfield, so I'm thinking, all right, we've got Salah. Obviously, we lost Robertson. He came off injured against Scotland, which he's not long back either, so it's kind of like, okay. But I think we've got a strong team at the moment. I know we've got a lot of youth in there, but they're doing well. Brighton, I just think with everything that's going on, especially with us losing to United, I think that we have to win, and I think we will win. And to be honest, I think we're probably going to make it look easy. I think we may concede first and then go on to win it. However, I'm not going to predict them to score. I'm going to predict Liverpool 3-0.
I like that. What about your starting 11?
Oh, I'm trying to think who's not injured.
Get the list.
Kelleher. Yeah, so Kelleher back. My God. Van Dijk. And I can't pronounce his name. The one that starts with Q. Quansah, down the back. With Joe Gomez. Yeah, I think it's got to be Gomez.
Did you lose Bradley in the week?
That's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm trying not to put him in, but I think he's out.
Didn't he?
I really don't know. I think how's Endo? We still got Endo.
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do. So Endo. I genuinely cannot think. I'm trying to think of all players. To have Endo, we'll have. My front three is going to be Nunez, Salah, probably Gakpo. Middle three, we're going to have Endo, Elliott.
So cold.
I really don't know. We've got sorry. Yeah, he's not long back. Yeah, I'm just thinking because a lot of the ones I want to pick, like Kanate, not there. Robertson, not there. I don't know about a full 11, but I think that Elliott is going to be a main player for that game. I reckon that he will score or assist at least once.
The midfield is important. I know that for sure. So let me get into mine really fast. Liverpool is tied for the top dog spot in the Prem, yet drew to Brighton the last time they played. But to take into that fact, they are pushing for a title to send Klopp off as his champion, and they do want a little bit of revenge after being knocked out of the FA Cup. I see Liverpool going out there and absolutely big brothering Brighton. Then I could go on to see them drawing again. So it's kind of an, if and or depending on what team shows up, what Liverpool was out there. Are they hungry? Are they not hungry? Brighton's last league win, however, did come all the way back in February, but they have gone scoreless in 6 separate matches since the beginning of this calendar year. As much as Brighton needs a win, they are not getting it here. Liverpool 2, Brighton 0.
De Zerbi, the most overrated manager in the Premier League. 100%. Absolutely overrated. Evan Ferguson's not...
He is also linked with Liverpool now.
Evan Ferguson's not turned up all season. I'm still trying to find where he is. The problem is with Liverpool, but you've lost players this season, but you've found ways to win games. Gakpo's been terrible. It's been talked now that Diaz is rumored to be linked to Barcelona, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think he's been that good this season either, to be fair.
Against us.
No, you might as well get the money and run.
But the big thing I look at Liverpool this summer is, are you going to cash in on the players that's actually aging now? Like Robertson, injury prone this season. Are you going to cash in on him this summer?
I think on top of, thinking of the players leaving, obviously Klopp's going as well, so that's going to change everything. Who's going to want to stay? I think Salah's gone.
Yes, I agree.
He came out and said that Klopp leaving will not change his decision about staying at Liverpool. But that doesn't say that he hasn't already made his decision to leave. So I think Salah's gone. Robertson, I think, is probably gone. But then it's like, who do we bring in? I'm really worried about Liverpool next season. I really, really am.
I need my revenge.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to my revenge after 10 years.
Yeah, I bet.
But I think Liverpool have got the quality to win the game. I think it's going to be I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool. And that hurts.
Ooh, at Anfield.
Right, it can be difficult at times, but I think you'll just about win it 1-0.
Okay.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I like where this is going. All right, we're gonna finish it off. Yes, we're gonna finish it off with my game. I'm the host. This is how we do this. So we're gonna do it. Get over it. You don't like it? I don't care. I'm just kidding. So Tottenham versus Luton Town. This has happened once before. So Spurs are coming off of one of their worst losses this season, and it was just even worse feeling considering the fact that we just came off of a 4-0 victory against Villa. The loss of Mickey van der Ven absolutely showed that he is the team's best defender, and Radu Dragusin cannot be judged off of one match, but dear God, did I really want to judge him off of one match. But I'm going to save myself. The thing that killed me in this is not only was he bad, but the midfield was damn near absent. And I'm mostly talking about Basuma. Ange Ball has played through the midfield, and as much as people want to think, as much as the fans want to think that James Maddison has to do it all, he can't, and he shouldn't have to. Pape Matar is a quality midfielder, doing great on pressuring, good ball carrying, has the ability to go get shots and create shots. He needs more time, and he can absolutely stay a part of the midfield. However, it is the backside of the midfield, the number 6 spot, the part that needs maximum addressing. And as simple as some people would say, by bringing in Bentancur or Giovanni Lo Celso, my fix is just a little bit unorthodox. I feel the best move we can make is drop Kulusevski into the middle. And before you freak out, his main position at Juventus was midfield. Dropping him to the 6 is a little bit out of the realm because he's been more in a defensive role, but I don't know anybody on our pitch that's as physical as he is that's not named Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. We need someone in the 6 role that is going to be physical, that is going to attack ball carriers, is going to cover gaps in the middle, and have the ability to create shots. That is Kulusevski. He's shown that he could do it before while playing in the midfield. Just playing a little deep might be new to him, but something tells me he will fit absolutely beautifully. It allows the midfield to be full of shot creators as well as shot makers. It allows the front line to change, which was bound to happen anyway because Richarlison was expected back this week, and he is back this week. Now, of course, this is full-blown my opinion. I don't actually think this is going to happen. Speaking things into fruition is kind of my whole thing. Speaking of speaking things into fruition, thanks to Big Ange and his lovely updates, Mickey van der Ven will be returning this week, so our defense should be back to prime, hopefully. As Ange told the media, he has taken part in training all this week and is available. As for the game itself, Luton cannot be taken lightly. No team should be taken lightly in the Prem, as I've learned. However, the last time we played them, which was at the beginning of the season, we won of a slim 1-0 margin, which, by the way, that was part of that 10-game run that made us look like the greatest team to ever play football. So if that doesn't tell you that we're not that team anymore, I don't know what needs to be. But we go from a team that can beat a top 4 team 4-0 to getting absolutely shut out and routed by a lower-ranked team. Hopefully, with a change in the midfield, a returning Mickey van der Ven, and Richarlison, I can see the Spurs getting back to their winning ways, finding themselves into form, chasing the number 4 spot, even though Big Ange won't admit that's exactly what they're chasing. So, I'll give you my predictions. Obviously, Vicario, coming off of his Italian international play, he will start in goalkeeping. You're going to have Pedro on the left, Destiny Udogie on the right, and my center backs are back, Christian Romero and Mickey van der Ven. In the middle, I do not think they're going to go with the move and being Kulusevski dropping. However, I think they're going to go with this move. I think they're going to go James Maddison, Pape Madassar, Giovanni Lo Celso will play the 6. On the left wing, we have Heung-min Son. On the right wing is going to be Dejan Kulusevski. And up in the middle is going to be the man from Brazil, the pigeon himself, Richarlison. I feel this should be a way to getting us back to how we looked, back to the quote-unquote prime days of Spurs, at least for this season. 3-1 against Luton Town.
Well, I think Luton have caused a few surprises this season. They're not one to be taken lightly. They were literally 90 seconds from beating Liverpool at Liverpool. Luton, beg your pardon. They're a bloody good side to watch as well. And Rob Edwards, the manager, I want him to take over from Rob Page when Page goes from Wales. Well, I'm hoping soon because I'd take Rob Edwards in a heartbeat. I think Tottenham will win. I think it's going to be close. I'm going to go 2-1 Tottenham. It's very close.
I feel you might be a little bit more right. I feel it's just something about the wingers and Richarlison being back and him wanting to show off. I think that's just where we're gonna be. But I feel you might be a little better on that one.
So I've agreed with you guys. I think that Luton are going to score 1 goal. However, I have gone for the highest scoring game this week. Moses wanted a 6, and I'm going to give it to him. Hey. 6-1 Spurs.
Oh my goodness gracious. That would be tremendous and outstanding. I believe the most we've done this season was 5, so I will take a 6 all day long, especially, consider the fact Richarlison's coming back after being snubbed for the Brazilian team. I know James Maddison's definitely going to play with a chip on his shoulder after getting benched by the English team and then getting brought on to give Bellingham a goddamn assist. So I really feel like there's going to be fire in the belly. The Ange fire is going to be relit in the belly of the Spurs fan or the Spurs players. Will they show up? Is this thing that I've slowly been learning about my team. They can show up. They have the talent to show up. They have the coach to show up. Can they show up? So that's the questions are being answered, hopefully. But this was a lot of fun. This was a whole heck of a lot to get into. So as you guys can tell, we did kind of our own little different thing. Things weren't as normal as it was, or let's just say as the last episode. We did a little bit extra. Hopefully it looks cooler than it did last time. So you're all welcome for all those fun edits, by the way. You know, it does take time to do that. And as a special fun little extra piece, Each one of our segments, talking about the Liverpool team, talking about Man United, talking about Spurs, will be their own segments up on the YouTube page in case you just want to feed that out to your friends and to your buddies. So, but you will catch this show in its entirety up on the YouTube as well. So, before we get on out of here, boys, normally we kick it to the TSK and we pitch it all around to see what everybody's doing. But I know what y'all are doing. And the reality is Promo Mania is next goddamn Tuesday, Thursday. Both of these gentlemen are in the Iron Bank. The Iron Bank was expanded thanks to the administration forcing an expansion to the Iron Bank. And on top of that, Chad and I are going head-to-head, blow-to-blow, mano-a-mano, as they say, for the television championship. Beer has a shot at the Iron Bank, and I believe the Knowledge title as well. So you will see these handsome faces again in this next coming days, going on to Promo Mania 9, the 2-night event that you cannot miss, and hopefully you don't miss another edition of the Max Football Podcast, as we will be back, I don't know, probably Monday? I know I want to get my reviews out, so worst case scenario, you will get individual reviews of teams. Best case scenario, we'll come back and review everything. But regardless of the fact, you come back on Monday and we will have some more Max Football podcasts for you and your beautiful enjoyment. So, again, make sure you guys subscribe right here to the YouTube's Max Wrestling page where you're going to find the Max Football Podcast. So that's right. Come do it. Come click them buttons. And before we get on out of here, anything left for the fans out there, people? Anything left for the fans, boys? You got something?
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, come on, Watford. You're winning 1-0 against Leeds. Fuck you, Leeds.
Twitter,
you, Leeds. I love it.
At Max Football Pod.
There it
Twitter,
is.
Follow it.
At Max Football Pod. Come tell us how we did in our predictions. Are we shit? Are we
Or
not
don't,
shit? Are you
depending on how we get on.
That's true. And on top of that, come say hi to the American. Come make sure you give me some shit for not talking footy the right way, and I'll give you shit right back. Because that's how we do around here. So, we're going to get on out of here. Again, come back Monday for all the fun reviews and results. Catch y'all around the bend, boys.
Bye.
Au revoir.